Welcome to the Chop Seat, where Braves country meets the big leagues. Your host Vic is here to break down everything from Truist Park to the top of the standings across the league. From walk-offs to wild trades, this is your seat for everything baseball, but a heavy dose of chop. So grab your glove and settle in, because the Chop Seat is open.
Welcome to the Chop Seat, your favorite place for Braves, baseball, and the rest of the league. I'm your host, Vic, and today is Monday, March 30th. If this is your first time stumbling across the Chop Seat, make sure to follow us on all social media platforms. We're at the Chop Seat Pod. That's at the Chop Seat Pod on Instagram and at the Chop Seat on Facebook, X, TikTok, YouTube, any other social media platform. We'll probably pop up. Make sure to follow us there. Thank you guys for tuning in. But again, it's March 30th, which means the first Braves series has already been wrapped up, and it was a good one. Braves end up taking 2 out of 3 first series win of the year. At least it's not an 0-7 start like last year, and then take that long for us to get our first win. We're going to break down the games and see what happened during the weekend. We're going to catch up briefly with everything that's going on around the majors. And then we're also going to look at the upcoming Braves series that starts tonight against a new team coming in to Atlanta. We're going to look at that when it comes to the Braves forecast. So let's get things started, guys. Let's go into our first segment.
It's time for Tomahawk Takes.
It's time for Tomahawk Takes, where we take a look at the previous Braves series. Before we get into the action from that series, make sure to use code CHOPC20 to save $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. Use them to catch any game, any show, any concert, anything that requires tickets. SeatGeek probably has them. Go to SeatGeek and use code CHOPC20 to save $20 off your very first purchase. So again, opening weekend was against the Kansas City Royals. Kansas City Royals came in to Truist Park in Atlanta. Game 1. It was a game started by Cole Reagans, the lefty, for the Kansas City Royals. He only goes 4 innings. He gets tagged for 6 hits, 4 runs, all those earned, 4 walks. He gives up 3 homers. He did strike out 5, but he gave up 3 homers. He was going up our ace, Chris Sale, who did a phenomenal job his first start of the year. 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. The bullpen came in after him. They were lights out. We're going to get into that a little bit later. The lineup for that game, again, I spoke about it before the game, how people were complaining about the lineup they hadn't even seen a first pitch yet. Guys were already complaining, guys and gals already complaining on Twitter. And I told you guys, let's see how it goes. Let's see if it flows. You got to see if it flows first. You got to give it some time. You got to be patient. It's literally about to be the first game. First game hadn't even happened yet, which is a crazy part. And people were complaining about having Ozzie batting third, Austin Riley at 5th. This was the lineup. Ronald Acuna Jr. again. I said it last time, but if this is your first time tuning in, this is how the lineup went down. Acuna Jr. leading off, Drake Baldwin at second and at the DH spot, Ozzie Albies batting third, Olsen cleanup, Austin Riley batting 5th, Eli White batting 6th, Mauricio Dubon 7th, Jonah Heim 8th, Michael Harris batting 9th. And listen, Walt Weiss looked like a genius because he's putting Ozzie in the third hole when it's a lefty, because obviously Ozzie has more pop. He's known to have more pop from the right-handed side, and he shows just that in the bottom of the first. Ozzie Albies hits a homer out to left field. That makes it 1-0 Atlanta. Bottom of the third, Drake Baldwin in the 2-hole. He hits a laser beam. He hits a laser shot out towards the chop house. It was 110 miles per hour exit velo off the bat. It just clears the wall. That makes it 2-0 Atlanta. Bottom of the fourth, Money Mike. He hits one out to the chop house as well. That was a 2-run homer there. I believe it was Mike Yastrzemski on base. He was on first when Michael Harris hits it out. So, again, 4-0 Atlanta. Bottom of the seventh, the 7-hole hitter, Mauricio Dubon. He ends up giving them the dagger. With runners on first and third, he doubles in both runners. That makes it 6-0 Atlanta. That's the ball game. Very, very dominant win by the Braves. Great, solid pitching. with Chris Sale, which was followed by Dylan Lee, Roberto Suarez. Remember, I told you guys, more than likely it's going to be Dylan Lee coming in the 7th, depending on the matchup. It's going to be the Dylan Lee or Tyler Kinley. That's exactly what we saw. Dylan Lee. Robert Suarez, we already know he's going to be coming in the 8th spot. Rice Iglesias in the 9th. Robert Suarez did come into the game, but since it was a pretty comfortable lead at this point, 6-0, Tyler Kinley was the one that came in to get the final 3 outs. But again, like I said in the previous episode, I like this bullpen, man. I like this bullpen very much. And Anthopoulos definitely solidified it by getting Robert Suarez. And a few guys that he had claimed, for example, Joe Payamps, Osvaldo Vito as well. He made an appearance in the next game. We will see just that. But again, I think that's going to be the strong suit. One of the strong suits of this team is the bullpen. And it was an all-around great performance. Offense was hitting. Offense showed up. The defense, a lot of great defensive plays by the Braves this ball game. Mauricio Dubon had a Jeter-like play over there. Austin Riley with a diving catch. Gets a catch-a-line drive. Who else was it? Was it just Yastrzemski out on the outfield? It was just web gems all over the place in that first game. So it was a nice balanced win, nice dominant win. That, again, is the first win of the season for the Braves. They do not start 0-7 like they did last year, which is a great treat for us to see. That's how game 1 went down. Game 2, very exciting ball game in game 2. Towards the end, because towards the first 7 innings, Braves bats were dead. Not much to go for there. It was started by Michael Walker for the Kansas City Royals. He went 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 7 Ks. He had the Braves on lock. You can say that again. Reynaldo Lopez, he tries to match him. He goes 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. That was earned. 2 walks and 3 Ks. He didn't give up a homer. He gave up a homer in the top of the 7th to Salvador Perez, the nice, solid veteran, future Hall of Famer, most likely. He hits one out to left center field. That makes it 1-0 Kansas City. Then top of the 8th, runners on 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. Aaron Bummer was in to face the first baseman, Vinny Pasquantino. The infield is in for the Braves. They end up getting the ground ball that they were looking for. Let's try to cut the runner down, heading towards the plate, but Matt Olson cannot come up with it cleanly. He could, a rare error by him. You could tell he was kind of already trying to throw the ball without having the ball in his glove yet. It's happening. It's happening to everyone. If you play ball, it's happening to everybody. Everyone that's played ball, you've done that at least once. Everyone's done it. That's exactly what happened. He got ahead of himself. Took his focus off of the play. He saw the play already happening. Again, he just got a little bit ahead of himself. A rare error by Matt Olson. Everyone's safe. The runner scores. That makes it 2-0 Kansas City. Bottom of the 9th, though. This is where the fun begins. Kansas City Royals closer Carlos Estevez comes in. Drake Baldwin, he puts up a great at-bat after being down 1-2 in the count. He ends up drawing a walk. So he goes to first. Matt Olson, he follows up with a single. That makes it 1st and 3rd with no outs. And this is what I loved seeing by Walt Weiss. 1st and 3rd, no outs. He puts Jorge Mateo in to pinch run for Matt Olson. That's already showing how aggressive he's willing to be. Some managers might have been like, you know what, if we tie it up, we're still going to need Matt Olson's bat later on in the ballgame, so you might as well leave him in there to run the bases. Walt Weiss, he's not thinking that way. He's either, we're going for it right now, bro. We're going to go for it now. That's exactly what he did. He puts Jorge Mateo at first. That means you're going to put a little bit more pressure on Carlos Estevez, maybe to keep an eye on that tying run that's now at first. He can possibly steal, put some pressure on the catcher, on the infielders. So he is able to do that. And that's what he did. Austin Riley comes up next. He ends up popping out in the first pitch. You could tell he was very upset at that. Missed that one. That makes it 1st and 3rd with 1 out. But it's all good. It's all good because Mike Yastrzemski, he comes up. He has a way better at bat. He takes 4 pitches. He singles out to center field. Drake Baldwin scores. Jorge Mateo goes in to 3rd safely. So that makes it 2-1 Kansas City. Runners on 1st and 3rd yet again with 1 out. And then Eli White is brought in to pinch run for Yastrzemski. Again, Walt White's being super aggressive. I love to see it, putting that pressure, making sure that pressure is still on the defense, on the pitcher, on everyone on the field for the Kansas City Royals. Because again, Eli White, speed, he's able to probably steal. You were thinking about that already. And now he's a winning run on first base. If he gets to second in scoring position, something for you to worry about. But again, I love to see that he put the pressure on. He didn't end up stealing. Ozzy Albies comes in next, and he takes a 4-pitch walk. That loads up the bases loaded with 1 out for Michael Harris. Michael Harris, he's swinging at the first one, and that is exactly what he does. Swings at the first pitch. Money Mike drives one straight down the middle, hits Carlos Estevez somewhere in the leg. The ball takes a crazy bounce in the air, rolls away. Everybody's safe. The game is tied up. Truist Park is going crazy. It's 2-2. Again, tied up in the bottom of the ninth. Bases loaded with just 1 out. And this is where the stage is set for Dominic Smith, coming in looking for his first hit as a Brave. 3-2 pitch. You know what's happening. He cranks one, crushes one out to the chop house. That's game over. GG's 6-2 victory for the Braves. Dominic Smith walks it off, and they end up again. Braves put up 6 in the bottom of the ninth inning, just down 2. All they needed was 2 to tie, 3 to win. They say, you know what? Let's double that. We're gonna put up 6. That's what Dominic Smith does. He walks it off. He walks off the Braves towards their first series win of the season. In the first 2 games, just like that, we have won a series. Again, we didn't see that last year with that 0-7 start. So it was great to see that from the Braves. That's how game 2 went down. And then game 3, it was pretty much all Kansas City. We're going to keep this one short. It is what it is. But again, series was already in the bag. That's all we care about. As long as we keep winning series throughout the year, we're going to be A-OK. Seth Flugel was on the mound for the Royals in this one. He went 6 1/3, 5 hits, no runs, no walks, 3 Ks. He picks up his first win of the season. He was going up against Grant Holmes, who went 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, 4 Ks. He gave up a homer. He picks up his first loss of the season. Top of the third, Bobby Witt with an RBI single. That makes it 1-0 Kansas City. Carson Jensen hits a homer out to right center field. That makes it 2-0 Kansas City. He had a sac fly, picks up another RBI later on in the game. I think it was in the 8th inning or 7th inning. That ends up making it 4-0 Kansas City. Bottom of the 8th, Drake Baldwin, reigning rookie of the year. He hits one out to the chop house. That makes it 4-1 Kansas City. But that's all that the Braves can get as they drop the final game of the series. But the bright spot here was that Didier Fuentes came in to piggyback Grant Holmes. He came in, and he was the only guy used out of the pen. He goes 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, and 1 walk, 4 strikeouts by Didier Fuentes. So that was great to see from Didier to come in and pitch 4 innings, save the bullpen. And after that game, it's been announced, well, a little bit after that, but earlier today it was announced that Didier Fuentes has been optioned to AAA. That makes room for Martin Perez. He's been selected. He's going to be on the Major League roster now. It's possible that either Martin Perez is going to start tomorrow's game against the Athletics. We're going to preview that shortly in the Braves forecast. Or it's going to be either Martin Perez or Jose Suarez. That's what the word out there is right now. Walt White said that they'll get through tonight's game before announcing who will be starting that game tomorrow. That's courtesy of Mark Bowman. But yeah, that's all we have. But that was a great first series, if you ask me. You got a nice dominant win. You got a nice comeback win from behind. Resilient showing by the offense. The guys never gave up. They put a great at-bats together. They were able to play 6 in 1 inning in the final inning. So, and again, I said they only needed 2. They needed 2 to tie, 3 to win. They end up getting 6. In that final inning with 2 outs left to play with. So you got, again, nice dominant win, and then you got a nice comeback from behind win. You love to see it. And again, Sunday's game, hey, it is what it is. You're not going to win every game. We weren't going to go 162-0. We know that already. So you're going to take your L's here and there. I'd rather it be just 1 game out of the 3. That's how the first series goes down. Let me know what you guys think about that first series, man. How do you think the Braves are looking so far with that first series? What are you impressed with? What needs work? Let me know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But again, I feel good, man. After starting 0-7 last year, that's a great start. That's a great start, if you ask me. So that is what we have when it comes to the Braves catching up with the first series. So now let's get into our next segment, which is the MLB.
It's time for the MLB.
Welcome to the MLB, where we catch up with the action from around the league. This one is gonna be brief, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This one's gonna be brief. I'm gonna be winging this one right now. I'm gonna be winging it heavy. I'm not even gonna go into specific stats and all that. I apologize. Next episode we should be back on track. But this is how it went down. This is how it went down. It's gonna be tough for me to do it on the fly here, but let's see. We already spoke about that first game, the Wednesday night, the opening night game. That was the Yankees against the Giants. Yankees end up winning that one 7-0. Game 2, they win that one 3-0. The New York Yankees won that one, I mean. And then they end up winning game 3 on Saturday, 3-1. They end up sweeping the Giants. 0-3 start for the Giants. Not looking too good out in the Bay. The Athletics and Toronto Blue Jays, game 1. Toronto wins that one 3-2. Toronto, they end up walking it off in the 11th, 8-7 in game 2. And then in game 3, scroll up and down. Here we go. The Blue Jays end up winning 5-2. They end up sweeping that one. Again, like I said, I'm just winging this one, guys. Colorado Rockies on the road against the Miami Marlins. Marlins end up taking game 1, 2-1, and I believe they ended up walking them off game 2, 4-3. Was it a walk-off? Let me just confirm that. No, it was they took the lead in the bottom of the 8th. They won that one 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th. And then here we go. I lost it. I know the Marlins did sweep this series, but again, I just lost it. Why? Because I'm not prepared for this segment. It was a 4-3 win on Sunday. That's when they walked it off. It was Owen Casey, the highly regarded prospect that they just got from the Cubs. He ends up hitting a 2-run homer, and that makes it, excuse me, was it a 2-run homer? You see, I'm bugging out, bro. I'm bugging out. Yes, it was a 2-run homer for Victor Vodnik. In the bottom of the 9th, they walked it off the 4-3 victory there. For the Marlins, they end up sweeping. Marlins in first place, guys. Marlins are in first place. That is going to be a problem, most likely, throughout the season. But here we go. We have the Angels and the Houston Astros. Angels end up taking game 1, 3-0. Angels take game 2, 6-2. It was a 4-game set, I believe. The Astros come back in game 3. They won that one 11-9. Then the Astros won the final game, the rubber matchup, I guess, to tie it up. 9-7 victory there. They tie up the series 2-2 apiece there. And then we go out to, did we do the Mets yet? Mets and the Pittsburgh Pirates. 11-7 win by the New York Mets in game 1. Then in game 2, this thing froze on me, of course. Of course it freezes on me. Game 2. That's when the Mets end up walking that one off. I don't know why this thing keeps freezing on me. Patience, guys, patience. Game 2, it was Luis Robert Jr. with a walk-off homer, a 3-run walk-off homer at that. The Mets win that one 4-2. And then in game, the final game of the set, the 3-game set, the Pirates end up taking that one in extra innings in top of the 10th. They end up taking the lead. 4-3 victory there for the Pirates. This is tough to do, guys. This is really tough to do. Next, we got the Detroit Tigers at the San Diego Padres. San Diego Padres dropped the first game 8-2 against the Tigers. Tigers win the second one, like I just said, 5-2 victory there. And then this thing's freezing on me again. Of course it is. Here we go. San Diego San Diego. San Diego wins the final game of the series. 3-0 victory there. Going down the list, guys. I'm just going down. What do we have here? Listen, this is what we got. That's pretty much what we got. Let's look at the matchups coming up. Tonight, this one's already underway. We got the Minnesota Twins at the Kansas City Royals. That's already going down. Let's look at the score right now just to see who's winning that first game thus far. It looks like the Kansas City Royals are on top, heading into the top of the sixth. They're up 2-1 there. Next series, you got the Texas Rangers at the Baltimore Orioles. Pittsburgh Pirates will be in Cincinnati facing the Cincinnati Reds. Washington Nationals will be at the Philadelphia Phillies. A nice NL East matchup. You got the Chicago White Sox. No wins yet for the White Sox. They're going to be in town in Miami against the undefeated Miami Marlins. The winless Colorado Rockies will be going into Toronto facing the undefeated Toronto Blue Jays. So 2 tough matchups there for those 2 winless teams. You got the LA Angels facing off against the Chicago Cubs. Tampa Bay Rays are facing the undefeated Milwaukee Brewers. New York Mets are on the road against the St. Louis Cardinals. Boston Red Sox at the Houston Astros. The winless San Francisco Giants will be facing the San Diego Padres. The undefeated New York Yankees will be facing the Seattle Mariners on the road. The Detroit Tigers will be facing the winless Arizona Diamondbacks. And the final series is the Cleveland Guardians at the Los Angeles Dodgers, who are undefeated as well. Again, for the results, the rest of the results, just look it up on MLB, bro. Just go to the MLB app. Just catch up real quick. That's my fault. We're going to do a better job at that, though. I promise you, we're going to do a better job at having everything ready. If you do listen to the Chop Set, you know we usually have everything's ready to go for you guys. When you come here, you turn the Chop Seat on, you get all your scores, and you catch your thoughts, everything that's been going on. Just, it's the first weekend, guys. First weekend. Give me a break. That was an E6 by me. Just, it won't happen again, guys. It will not happen again. That's what we got for the MLB, though, okay? That's what we got for the MLB. And now we're going to head into our next and final segment. We haven't had this one in a while, so here it is.
It's time for your Braves forecast.
It's time for the Braves forecast, where we catch up with the upcoming Braves series. And that is a series with the Athletics. I don't even know what to call them. Oakland, Las Vegas, your Athletics. I don't know. We're just going to say the Athletics, the 0-3 Athletics, winless, coming into Truist Park. Game 1 is going to be tonight, 7:15 Eastern. I'm not going to listen. I'm going to stop saying Eastern. You guys know I'm on Eastern time, bro. So anytime I give, you already know it's Eastern. Because I'm not going to keep repeating every time. 7:15 p.m. start time. It's going to be Jacob Lopez, the lefty, going up against Bryce, Jekyll, and Hyde Elder. Who are we going to get? Is it going to be Jekyll? Is it going to be Hyde? We'll see tonight. Stay tuned for that one at 7:15 p.m. Game 2 is going to be Aaron Savali, the righty, going up against our old friend, our good friend, loyal friend, TBD. Like I said earlier, it might be Martin Perez. It might be Jose Suarez making that spot start in the 5th spot in the rotation. We'll see who it is. We're going to know most likely after tonight when we see who Weiss uses out in the bullpen. And whoever obviously hasn't been used is going to be starting that game tomorrow. And then game 3 is going to be a very early game, early bird special at 12:15 p.m. It's going to be Luis Severino for the Athletics going up against Chris Sale, the lefty, our ace. He is going to be pitching in his second game of the season. Again, it's going to be an early start, 12:15. After that, the Braves, they fly out to Arizona to start off their first road trip of the season. So this should be a team. It should be a team that you should be able to take care of. But I said that plenty of times last year. And that's not how it went down. So you do got to be careful with the position players that the Athletics have. They have very good position players. Where they do lack good is their pitching. Pitching Starting pitching, not too good. It's improved a little bit, but still. And I'm not sure what they got in the bullpen. I'm not going to go out here and say, like, I know who they have in the bullpen, but definitely ain't no Mason Miller out there anymore. So, but again, it's the Athletics. They usually have pretty good guys coming up, and then they just get rid of them. So, I mean, we'll see. I'm not too familiar with who they have coming out the bullpen, but again, their pitching is not as good as yours. Their offense can be good, but I don't think it's as good as ours either. So, I mean, we'll see how things turn out in this series. Again, it's going to be a 3-game set against the Athletics. First pitch tonight at 7:15. That's going to be Jacob Lopez against Bryce Elder. So thank you guys for tuning in. Again, if you remind you one last time, you want to go to one of those games this series, catch the Braves or catch any other team that you want to catch, any other sport. It could be basketball, college basketball, NHL, anything. Soccer's coming up, the World Cup, anything. Go to SeatGeek, use code CHOPSY20. As you can see below, you're going to save $20 off your first purchase. Any sporting event, any concert, any show, use code CHOPSY20 as you can see below, and you're going to save $20 off your first purchase. Use those $20. Pay for the parking, bro. Pay for that parking spot with those $20. You save the $20, put them on the side for parking, and you're going to have a great night at whatever show, whatever game you're watching. So, again, use code CHOPSY20, and you're going to save $20 off your first purchase. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, if this is your first time stumbling across one of these videos on one of these shorts, anything, go to the Chop Seat Pod on Instagram to follow us, or at the Chop Seat on X, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. That's where you can catch us. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Chop Seat. I appreciate you guys tuning in and day out. We'll be back Thursday before that first game against the Arizona Diamondbacks. So until then, thank you guys, and we will see you next time on the Chop Seat.